wanted him so badly at your parade.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North America, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch storage type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.
Crumb TV.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North America, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch storage type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth. Oh yeah, they're scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls. Niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft. Yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft. And then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.
And yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. And that song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the Theta Wave featuring the twin pillars, Red and Blue Pillar, soon to be on Yap It. Yeah, shout out to everybody that signed up on Yap It. We got a challenge. As soon as we hit 1,000 referrals on Yap It, we release the Theta Waves, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment and for your summertime enjoyment. All right, I'm going to drop the link. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do even better. I'm going to put the QR code on the screen. Let me go and throw that up there, and you could go and sign up to Yap It. It's free. It's a social media, not social media, social monetization, right? The Yap It app. We're going to be doing big things with the Yap It app. So you need the Yap It app anyway, because we have big things going with the Yap It app in the realm of traveling and in the realm of vacations. Okay, you're gonna want to download that. So hit the QR code right there above the live, the white box with the blue outline. That'll take you to the Yap It app. That's my referral code. I'll sign. You'll be on my team. Boom, 1,000. Then we get the Theta Waves. All right. So before I even begin, I want to say, first and foremost, man, I have to start this out by giving a big shout out. I got to start this out by giving a huge salute. I got to start this out by giving enormous honors to the KT aliens who tapped in with us this strong for the 72 claws from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. Okay, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. We were going all the way in. Okay, I promise you, we were going all the way in, like for real. I would say that this 72 claws was better than the first one. Facts. I would say that this one was definitely better than the first. This one was better than the first one. Not to take anything away from the first one. The first one is a monster. I can't wait till y'all get a chance to see both of these demonstrations, these boot camps. Classic material. When I tell you that the brothers showed up and the sisters showed up and they delivered, made me very, very proud. Like I'm elated at this point. I'm enthusiastic to what the future holds. I know that the future is in good hands, just based off of what I'm seeing from our brothers and sisters that are pulling up the points that they're putting on the board, going all the way back to Techno Tuesday with Dr. Vicky Hamilton, going all the way back to when we were doing, the Techno Bowl IRLs, some of the first ones, right? Then to what we have with the Claw series, where all of these experts are stepping up to the plate. Kinetic knowledge, demonstrating things that they're doing in real time, not talking about what they want to do, showing what they're doing, showing the results, showing the receipts, showing over the shoulder, showing people how to do this, son. I show you how to do this, son. So just know, ladies and gentlemen, who are in the audience, who are a part of the replay, and who will see this in the future, just know that in the month of May 2026, going right into June, brothers and sisters are learning at an exponential pace. They're learning at a quantum pace. They are literally on the nose of the quote unquote culture when it's turning into something brand new. At the turn of a new age, our people are at the gate for real. Just know this. Know that our people were not sleeping. Know that our people was not just timid. Know that our people were not distracted. Know that our people were not content. Know that our people were not subdued. They were not. They were active. They were kinetic. They were creative. They were doing. They were building. They were getting to it. That's a fact. So we're going to go through a little bit of recap today, but we're also going to do a little bit of pre-cap today. We're going to look forward because we have to celebrate the past, but we also have to celebrate the future, because coming up next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we have the Claws Houston. All right. We have a date in Houston. So Houston, we have a solution. All right. And we'll be in Houston with the Houstonians, with my good brother Pop Darby. Okay. With my good brother Talik. All right. Talik Heru. With my good brother Mansa Isa Muhammad. With my good brother Spin City. It's going to be a movie, y'all. It's going to be a movie. So, we starting the summer early. You know what I'm saying? We are starting the summer early, meaning that we are outside. We are outside. We are on the grid. We're moving. Theta waves. Masterminds. Theta waves is in motion. Get to the money, nigga. Save your emotions. Like, we moving up and down the grid. Mandatory. And then after that, we're gonna move around this mother flower. You know what I'm talking about? But the tour has begun. The eagle has left the nest. You feel me? Next stop is Houston. So let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Let's tap in with everybody. Miss Lakeisha, can you give a recap? Can you can we get some UGC? Could we get some recap from any of the KT aliens that are in the audience right now as to what it is, the experience that they had this strong in the 72 Claws Miami boot camp? All right. Shout out to Minneapolis in a building. Shout out to Minneapolis in a building. You know what I'm talking about? We got Naptown in the building. Salute to Naptown. How we sounding on the audio, ladies and gentlemen? I'm on the road right now, so let me know how we sounding on the audio. North Las Vegas in the building. We got Charleston in the building. Twin Cities is in the building. We got Greensboro in the building. The Gas House. Phoenix in the building. Belize in the yard. Upstate New York, blazing that dower. Power to the claws. Yes, sir. New Bedford, Massachusetts. San Jose. All right, the audio is goody. Okay. T dot up north. The 6. Huntington. We got Montreal. We got all right. Sir. Mount Vernon in a building. We got Iowa in a building. We got Detroit up in this thing. What up, though? So check it out. What time is it? Duval. So check it out. Okay. We're going to get into the recap. But before we get into the recap, we're going to get into some of the news stories. So let's do that. Let's jump right into this news shit. There's a lot of stuff going on on the news cycle. So we're going to cover some of that. And then we're going to get into the recap. And then we're going to talk about some announcements about teams coming up in the near future.
Chat, look at them over there chimping it out again.
Come here!
Oh, shit.
Yo, chill!
Your Honor, I'm sorry for chimping out.
60 years! I tell you what, I like you, and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
He helped! Somebody help me!
That people with Rh negative blood, which is only 15% of the population that have this Rh negative, were actually related back to aliens. That an ancient civilization got it on with the aliens, and it's come through that line. And there's a place called Basque, I think you pronounce it. It's in the north of Spain, south of France.
The Basque
area,
Basque country, as they call it.
Correct, yep. There's a concentration of it of 35%, and they speak a very unusual language that does not relate back to any part of Europe, and it's got no basis from Europe. It just stands alone as a unique language.
Fascinating.
So perhaps the aliens like the north of Spain for a holiday.
Holy motherfucking cannolis, bitch. I know I ain't just read what the hell I just read. What do you mean there will be no troops going to Beirut? Didn't y'all just attempt to combine the entire United States military with Israel's military? And Benjamin Netanyahu just sent orders this morning for them to increase and intensify even more the attacks on Beirut in southern Lebanon. But as of right now, Donald Trump is just saying at the heels of Iran making it blatantly clear this morning, if Lebanon and Hamas and everywhere that y'all are in illegally throughout the entire Levant or Levantine, if they're not included in the deal, it's a no-go from me, boss. It's a no-go from me. We can get back in the field for real. And within the past hour, it has now been reported that Donald Trump stated that no more troops are going to Beirut. What happened? What happened? So on his True Social post, he said, I had a very productive call with the Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu, which I know for a fact the call took place within the last hour. So I'm not shocked that he's posting on True Social. He said there will be no troops going to Beirut. I don't trust it because y'all love lying, but let's keep going. He also said that any troops that are on their way have already began turning back. Likewise, through highly placed representatives, I've had a very good call with Hez Bibi. I love that. Whoever named him Hez Bibi, you ain't down with that, girl. You ain't, girl, you ain't. And they agreed that all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel. Sincerely, Shitty Dookie Diaper Donnie. Y'all, wait a minute! I don't believe him, but wait a minute! Iran got y'all in a chokehold. Wait a minute. Okay, so here's the reason why I don't believe him. This morning, I was reading that the UAE was trying to come up with some kind of alternative trade route in which it would stretch from the UAE all the way to Kuwait. I don't know, okay. Where's that supposed to go, though? You know what I mean? Because you're like right there on the border, and the UAE is strategically placed well within the Persian Gulf. And in order for shipments to get to said Persian Gulf, you'd have to come through the Strait of Hormuz past the Bab al Nacho Cheese. That's what I'm going to call it. Bab al Nacho Cheese. Because, bitch, you're not invited and they're not letting you in it. They're not letting your ass in it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not only that, this morning, Israel basically was outside throwing up gang signs because they was mad at what Hezbollah was doing. Hezbollah is taking them down fucking through there. Do you hear me? And apparently Bibi and them got the popping and bumping their gums. And Yemen jumped up this morning and said, I know a bitch ain't said tripping up in this motherfucker. Like, I won't set it off around this bitch. And I was like, damn, Yemen aching like a motherfucker to get off the goddamn bench. Listen, put me in the game, coach. I want to be in the game. I want some of that action. Put me in the motherfucking game. So they let out a statement saying, alleging their readiness at Iran and Hezbollah's command. It shit get the jumping off, shit get the popping and twalking. You already know I'm finna pop the motherfucking trunk on their asses. Which basically is Yemen's way of saying, I'm trying to get off the fucking bench. Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game. I can help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not hearing you loud enough. And this time, I can ensure that they hear you clearly this time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you not being loud enough, boss. And I wanted to help you ensure that you can enunciate to them clearly that you ain't fucking around. You came to get down. So let me get in the game, coach. And they've been telling Yemen, chill. I'ma see how they move. I'ma see what they working with. I'ma see what they talking about. But stay on that. And Yemen said, word. Turned to Somalia and said, you got that stuff? And Somalia said, I've been ready whenever you are. Just say the word and we own that. Yeah, I think it's a good possibility they knew that they were outnumbered. However, it's at the same time, there's always a possibility for America and Israel to be plotting and scheming and plotting and doing some bald-headed hoe shit, because that's precisely who they are. Just a bunch of crackhead bald-headed hoe shit. Or just a bunch of crackheaded bald-headed hoes. I was gonna say something, but no, I respect sex workers. That would be an insult to sex workers. Them girls on Figueroa, they doing the Lord's work. They're doing what other women don't want to do. They're dealing with the men that other women, quite frankly, don't want to deal with. I'm not gonna compare those women to Israel and Lady Liberty. Anyways, long story short, that's the most recent update that we've gotten. His True Social post. And I've been sitting on it all day, mainly because we just began play-by-play updates on the back and forth between Donnie and Benjamin Netanyahu and Iran and Hezbollah. And while Israel has been doing these insane strikes on different parts of southern Lebanon, it's important to also pay attention to how Iran is big stepping behind Lebanon right now. So Nabi Berry, you may have said something, boss. You may have said something, chief. You may have did something when you convinced everybody within the Lebanese government to stand down because Iran had it handled. Indeed they do. And indeed they do. I don't know though. Stay tuned because there's a lot more to go. Don't forget to make sure you're donating to the GoFundMe, or you're donating to the external sources, because y'all, we are almost 1/5 of the way to our goal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all, we almost made 20% of the goal. And if we can make it to 20%, we could definitely make it to 50% of the goal. Is you shitting me right now? Anyway, stay tuned. I'll be back with more news.
Definition. You hate this man so much, but you wanted... This is iniquitous by definition. You hate this man so much, but you wanted him so badly at your parade that you made a cutout of that man? Talk about envious. So yesterday was the the Israel Day Parade. And what are they celebrating exactly? Well, let's go through it for all you brainwashed idiots. Well, nothing causes more of a celebration than sending more goy and goyim to die for you. And since you guys have suspended the talks literally only because of you, because you wouldn't stop ethnically cleansing and trying to genocide Lebanon, now the peace talks are cooked. Zionists, let me teach you a little history lesson, because a lot of you guys have been brainwashed since birth and don't actually understand what type of history you come from. So this is the Nakba. So when you're talking about, oh, we have a home in Israel, that's these people's home that your parents or grandparents took from them and told them to move, put them at gunpoint and said, get the fuck out of here because we historically feel like this is our land. And this is right after you guys just got cooked in the fucking World War II Holocaust, right? So one Holocaust to another. Now, they don't tell you that. They say, oh, they were accepting, they were willing. Yes, they thought that you were going to come and share land, not genocide them. Another history lesson. This is the letter to Rothschild about Israel. And I want you to look. There's no mention of Israel in there because what was it called? Establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people, which was against their will and everyone else's in the world because you guys tried to go to Argentina, shut down. Tried to go to Africa, they were like, nigga, no. And then you forced your way to this because you guys had historical ties and called this the land of Israel. I know a lot of you guys like to start your history on October 7th because that's the last time anyone from Israel actually got attacked. But if you want to talk about October 7th, let's talk about October 7th. Let's look up the Hannibal Directive. Let's look up the stand-down order that they were given to let Hamas come through. Now, I'm not saying that Hamas didn't attack you guys. They did. But I'm saying that Bibi the bomber let them attack you. And then he waited hours before sending helicopters and started killing you and his own civilians to then justify his genocide into Palestine. And if you don't understand that, again, you're a brainwashed idiot. Now, before you try to go call me anti-Semitic, this is what normal Jews look like. You see that? Not celebrating Zionism or the state of Israel. They're like, you guys are fucking genocidal maniacs. You guys are idiots. What are you guys doing? But in their minds, that's actual like Judaism. They think that they're Jewish and they try to conflate Jewish and Zionism into one. They're not the same thing. And everybody should know that. If you're a Zionist, you're a genocidal idiot. You're not Jewish. One of these days is not like the other. Obviously, the goodest goy, Eric Adams, had to be in attendance. Hey, they don't like black people. They see you as an asset. Go find me a black person in Israel. I guarantee you he played basketball, not just living there for his free will. Obviously, a cause for celebration is them bombing Beirut, a city of 2.5 million people, and telling them all to evacuate because Hezbollah's everywhere. I mean, this causes celebration. I love celebrating genocidal maniacs. This makes me feel good. And this is a very interesting part of the brainwash group, the Christian Zionist. Dickheads. Hell is hot. Hope all y'all dress cold. Ain't no way you guys are all this stupid. You think they give a fuck about you? And toasting celebration to their bombings in Palestine because these are all civilians. And you know, that's something to celebrate. When you kill civilians, that is what Zionism is all about. It's like, well, they're not going to let you take over and get a greater Israel. So what do? Kill them. Yes. Let's go on a parade to celebrate. They hate when people hit back, so now they're going to cry and say, oh my God, Iran is escalating. They're shooting missiles at us. Well, that's because you guys keep on bombing them and you keep on bombing Lebanon, even though there's supposed to be a ceasefire. So if missiles fall on Israel, I'm not going to feel bad whatsoever. And don't come crying to, we had people die. Yeah, that's what happens. Of course, Bibi the Bomber has to get on Twitter and lie about how he needs to carry out his genocide and blame it on Lebanon. They're attacking us. They're breaking the ceasefire. It's like, you're such a fucking pussy. I'm a little bit surprised. Do we not celebrate the USS Liberty? And I love how on Google they call it an incident. No, it was an attack by Israel on us. I just don't understand. Do we skip that part about the parade? How about when you guys bombed us in Egypt and then tried to blame it on Egypt and say, oh, no, come on, America, we need you. It almost seems like you guys ain't new to this, you true to this. When you don't have help, you just bomb us and then make us come help you. It's crazy because like ISIS, changing this to Israeli state intelligence services because for ISIS to hate Israel and Jews so much, they never attack y'all niggas. Ever. You guys are constantly always under attack, but ISIS just never move, groove, vibe, slide, and start bombing y'all niggas, even though you right there. I question that. And the thing is, like, I could go on for like another 20 to 30 minutes on all the fucked up shit they did. 00 Epstein, JFK, their involvement in 9/11, Obligo, the fucking chat that they were like, hey, somebody about to get bombed over there, so y'all should not go to work. Or the 5 dancing Israelis. But this was just a quick recap about how genocidal and fucking insane that this parade is. And that anybody that goes is a brainwashed, fucking loser, lame, piece of shit bitch.
Macron has been cited doing pretty much everything to try and get himself back into the good graces of all of the African countries. Everything except walking around in kente cloth. This man is quite literally outside barking like he wanted because, I mean, that hairline ain't filling in no time soon. You know what I'm saying? France is getting broke about a day, and they have no chance, quite literally no chances of getting back in with either the Sahel states or any of their previous allies, including the Ivory Coast, Kenya, Uganda, you name it, okay? And they have not gotten back in with Haiti and those colonial taxes. However, their newly appointed repealing of the law that was created by, I believe, King Louis XIV, code, the Black Code, which basically is the slavery code, which determines how they deal with indentured servitude and the black slaves, or anyone they consider to be black slaves, because they somehow, some way decided to link the Jews in with their slaves. Anyway, they said that the Jews were basically, they mixed everybody up into under the Black Code, and if you were a slave and you owed money, you were considered black. Long story short, in this particular code, it was created off the backs of the transatlantic slave trade and what they were doing both in England and in America, where basically every single religion was completely abolished, and the only religion that could be practiced in this particular time of 1658 was Roman Catholicism. And it also regulated the behavior of the enslavers as well as the lives of the black people within the French colonial empire. So for them to have completely subjugated this entire law that's been around since 1658, which was built off of the backs of the previous slave labor laws that were here in America around the 14 and 1500s. I believe around 1515 was like the most recent doctrine, or the newest doctrine that they could find, or the oldest one in America. The fact that they subjugated it and completely got rid of it, that in itself says a million things, but is a little too late. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily something that everyone's clapping for joy for, because bitch, be so fucking for real. The only reason why you considered even tossing away this law was because none of the black folk that you used to siphoning money off of want anything to do with you. And now they come with a whole lot of friends that got a whole lot of guns. And them friends that got a whole lot of guns are the ones that want to bounce your head off a motherfucking wall. So, like, let's be for real for 2 seconds. France is going broke. They are not going broke, they are broke. And he's doing everything within his power to try and regain some sort of notoriety by walking around talking about being a Pan-Africanist. He's basically going from different African summit to different African summit, doing these speeches in which he's trying to regain the trust of the African population on the continent by citing, I'm not a normal Pan-Africanist, I'm a cool Pan-Africanist. I'm not a colonial Pan-Africanist that says one thing and does the opposite. I'm a cool Pan-Africanist. Like, that's some shit that somebody who is racist and a colonial Pan-Africanist would say. That's precisely what a white man who's pretending to be your friend would say, who's pretending to be your friend because he wants something from you. That's 1000% what that man would say. And just to go ahead and make things perfectly clear, because I know a lot of people in the diaspora would see what he's doing and try to praise him. In France, they got rid of the law. They completely archived it. In my opinion, they archived it, which means it can be revived at any point in time. However, they made no intentions of giving reparations for the pain that they've caused. They've made no measures. In fact, they included it in the subjugation of this law that they could have a loophole so that they wouldn't have to pay all the people and the bloodlines that they've impacted reparations, but are the first in line looking for some kind of reparations with this whole situation that's happening with Iran. That should make things clear to you. That they have no intentions of actually acknowledging any wrongdoing, and they have not apologized for their role in the transatlantic slave trade in any way, shape, or form. But he's walking around and going from summit to summit, claiming to be a cool Pan-Africanist and how he cares about Africa, after he himself said nasty things about all the African countries and about how the Africans need to get on their hands and knees, and they need to be basically thanking France for protecting Africa for so long. Yeah, it's given very much you're going broke. You can't afford those Rogaine treatments no more. You ain't even got so much as Beijing, okay? It's given very much you on your hands and knees barking like you want it. And if I were y'all, I would keep that man on his hands and knees and keep your foot on his neck. Don't give him nothing. Don't give France nothing. Go on about your business and let the white folks kill each other, okay? Stay tuned because there's a whole lot more to go.
Ogun is a vampire too. He feed off the.
And this is why I meant about people getting into these traditions, especially the young niggas and everything. Like, y'all say YNs, I could say young niggas that's getting into these traditions and everything and trying to be, I'm E5 ganged out. This is what I'm talking about that I don't like to see. What are y'all doing? What are we really doing? Y'all let social media always portray us in these ways and everything. And when it comes to our own traditions and everything, now y'all starting to try and turn like it's gang shit. It's not. And this whole rhetoric that he's speaking on is because you're around a whole bunch of people that don't understand true Orisha practice, true veneration. Yes, Orisha are in every aspect. Yes, Ogun is the over metal, he's defending. But to say that he's feeding off of the gang violence, you don't understand Ogun. If anything, Ogun wants more than peace. War brought Ogun instability to his mental. And you can see that with people that go to war, the boys in the streets, they're mental. They're fucked up. Just like when people and everything with this with Ogun, when he went to the forest for isolation, because everybody using him, had him fucked up. How this system uses our people, using, having people fucked up. Because y'all don't understand how to take true introspection. Everything is for clout, for money, for females, for this, for that. Because somebody got to be hating on you for this, that, and the third. It's 2026. Like I said, with my spirituality, I'm taking a step forward with the people that I walk with, the Babalaos, the people that I'm guiding to the light and everything, the people that I'm helping realize their foundations. Because it's not about me and putting myself up on this pedestal. It's about helping others.
Now, we've had conversations over the months, and I brought up the fact that there's a situation in Atlanta, and it has a lot to do with the misappropriation of, I would say, all of the schools of thought and knowledge. You know, not just one. I would say the misappropriation and the misdirection of a lot of these quote unquote organizations, but definitely, you know, the spiritual community and the conversation about the misappropriation of some of these IFA organization has come up a lot. So I was playing that clip to give everybody a perspective as to what's going on. But look, we have a guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I want to open up the floor to our good brother. All right. This brother we'll be locking in for the whole month of June. It's the first of the month. So the month of the June is going to be the get money month. This is going to be the get money month. This is this is the money. This is the month of getting it, of getting to it. All right. GIT. Okay. And this brother was a part of our workshop. He was a part of the boot camp, the Strong In, the Clause, the Miami Money is a Major Issue, and the brother will be involved in the Houston event. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you none other than our good brother, HITSUYO, the architect. Salute.
Live and direct from the mothership that's not going to be on some other shit. It is HITSUYO, the sovereign identity architect at your service. Orewa Kakugachi Gwandayo. Translation. Bill different. You already know, man. How you feeling, family?
Man, all is well, you know, just charged up. I feel like my battery has been recharged. You know, the things that I heard this strong in over the last past 272 hours, the demonstrations that I witnessed, the information that I was able to obtain, and you know, just the possibilities that began to open up. You know what I'm saying? I was able to dream real vividly last night.
It was like that the ayahuasca, the information turned into ayahuasca when you get to the dream state.
Whew, man,
That shit's
talk,
different.
man, talk about it. Just you know, what I saw original Black God doing with AI film, what I saw Mansa Muhammad do with his architecture that he put together for basically he show and prove. He didn't speculate. He showed the system that he has set up where he could upload a PDF and it would spit out a documentary, bro. I damn near shed a tear when you came through and showed the architecture for GitHub, right? When you came through and showed the intricate architecture for the multi-layered, multi-purpose, multimodal platform that is GitHub, that I think
Hmm.
that 85% of the people who use it, they don't even know what it
Hey,
really
I'll
can
tell
do.
you right now, when I was doing the research, I was so surprised by what I found out myself. And I'm a developer that's been on that platform for years and didn't even know what was sitting right under my nose. So, family, just as much as I'm teaching y'all, I'm also learning how to teach a platform that I've just been using this whole time. You see what I'm saying? I never really had to explain it to anybody else because no one around me needed to know it. But now that I'm taking it this far, yeah, family, there's a lot. And I'm even being surprised. That's why I'm so excited about what's coming forward with that. But nah, man, we got quantum computing. You see what I'm saying? We got
Right.
full feature AI films. Like, you can't beat this shit with a stick. KTL is really taking over the whole concept of melanated people in high technology. You see what I'm saying? So now, anytime you mention the Egyptians, you got to mention KTL with that same conversation of
Mm,
melanated people doing high technology.
facts. Facts. Like to see it all coming together is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? To see it all come together is a beautiful thing. Um, I do want to do a recap, but I
Yeah,
definitely want to talk to you about what we got coming up for the month of June.
yeah,
Um, I want to start there. I want to look forward. I want to peek into the future with you. It's the first of the month, you know, and I want our KTLians. I want the family who just basically because we just got one of our channels back, so the whole month it was on radio silence. Now we broadcasting back to the family and whatnot. So this is a big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Me and his brother has put together something monumental on multiple levels, not just one level of the game. Okay, um, one of the recurring themes when it came to the surveys that I was taking on our platform, and this is on multiple platforms. I basically was asking the question as to what is it that the people really wanted? What did they, what did they aspire for? What was the ultimate goal? What's the North Star? And I would say 80% of them said to monetize AI, to make some money, to get to the
yep,
bag, to
yep.
monetize their time, but they want their time back, right? That came in number two. They want their time back. They
Hmm.
want, yeah, they want a transfer of time. They want to get some personal time back and make more money. So I said, wow, that is,
Mm.
yeah, that's, I said, shit. I mean, that sounds good. I don't even know if Rich Dad Poor Dad could do that for you right now, but, I'm going to think about it, you know,
Yeah, we're gonna
and
put it together. We're gonna get it
we're going
right.
to put it together. Right. We're going to get it right. And as with a lot of things that got me to where I'm at, I take certain conversations that are in the background and I began to work on a solution in the form of, you know, building bridges and, you know, just basically brainstorming, you know, creating a storm, creating a thunderstorm of ideas with those planets that are in close proximity. You know, so you know our planets connected, and we began to brainstorm. We began to create these thunderstorms and these lightning storms, and you know, all kind of light bulbs started going off. The gen spark got sparked, and here we are. You know, here we are, and get money is something that we have
Here
uh,
we are.
to offer. You know, a divine offering for the family, an approach that is very unique. Now, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, this event, this workshop that we have coming up for the month of June, this is sponsored by Stream Chasers. You know, Stream Chasers is the same platform that brought you 100 income streams. And 100 income streams was our approach for years to manifest 100 income streams. It was like a challenge, but it was a educational approach, an intellectual approach to actually building the framework and making it a possibility before there was automations, before there was AI and all of that. So now we're here. Fast forward, the new approach is going to be tapping into multiple income streams, utilizing a platform, right, that has so much abundance, so much wealth, so much cup flowing over, so much cups flowing over, so much value per square feet that all we can do is help you look at it through the lens of getting money, because literally that's the way we're going to see it. That's how we're going to frame it.
That's the exact way to frame it. Because again, the only thing really stopping you from the income that you want is really two things, right? Because this is a three eye conversation. We're to three eye atlas, right? If you really want to put the world on your back, you know what I'm saying, and get to the income, then there's two eyes that you're missing before that. Number one, it's your identity, right? Sovereign identity architect is not a joke to me, because before any of this strategy or any of these tactics can work, I have to give them to a person who's willing to do that work and be that person, right? This is why when I presented it during the 72 clause, I really honed in on the fact that we need to be thinking and operating like CEOs. Sometimes we say entrepreneur, and that kind of cheapens the feel of what we really are. You see what I'm saying? Because your end game is not to just be some entrepreneur, right? You want to pass down some generational wealth that requires an identity, that requires a title, that requires a way of looking and reflecting upon your own self image that is more than just what comes with being a content creator. That is more than just what comes with being an artist, because artists starve. So you can't be an artist and then expect to have generational. That's not how it works for the artist. You see what I'm saying? These titles, these names, these identities come with a preset package, a starter pack of things you can and can't have when you accept the title. Now, when we actually get into the real heart of what the identity of a CEO even is, Chief Executive Officer. This the one nigga that tell every other nigga what to go and do, executive, execution, action. So the first thing that's stopping you from actually doing the work to reach your goals is the fact that your identity is in the way. You've built up your identity around trauma, around survival mechanisms, around defense strategies. You see what I'm saying? That were ultimately meant to keep you safe and small, but they will not work in the environment that you're actually desiring to go into. And because there's a part of you that knows that, you sabotage the opportunities as soon as they show up. That's number one. Number two, let's say your identity is intact, right? You do your shadow work. You hum to the law to your crystals. You see what I'm saying? You really about that life. You hit your salat and you eat your salad. Fire. I love that. Great. You know who you is as an indigenous melanated being. Dope. You ain't got no infrastructure. You lack the capacity to reliably transmit and transport critical resources within the environment, within the economy. So it's not the fact that there's a grocery store and there's a farm. It's a fact that there's roads that are maintained that connect the farm to the grocery store. It's the fact that there's an entire infrastructure of banking that is maintained that allows for not only the goods to go from the farm to the market, but allow the money to go from the market back to the farm. That's infrastructure. The fact that we can reliably do that and we don't even really think about it. You want to know what infrastructure is? Let you flip the switch in your house and the lights don't turn on. Now you care about infrastructure. Let you push the fucking let you be on the toilet and you drop a good one and then you flush and then don't flush. Now you care about infrastructure because now you need the reliable transportation of this doo-doo out of the toilet. This is how we actually start breaking these things down to help people understand the levels that we're taking these conversations to and why we're even bringing these technologies up in the first place. Number one, we need to have a conversation about your identity and reframing your identity around the actual job to be done. You've proven you're creative as fuck. We get it. You see what I'm saying? You done come up with 50 new versions of shea butter and about 25 new crystal wrapping techniques. Fire. Love it. Can you systematize any of it? Can you prove any of it? Can you show a record of a work, a track record, a history? Where are the reviews? Where is your knowledge base that shows this is where I'm drawing my inspirations from? Where is all of that? Because these are the systems that these Fortune 500 companies are using every single day because they understand their identity as a brand and as a corporation. They have the infrastructure to reliably transact with their audience, and thus they are able to reap the income of that conversation that they are able to reliably have because they know who the fuck they are and who the hell they actually serve. Can you say the same? If you cannot, then why do you have all of these lofty caviar dreams with tuna fish execution? You got the Star Kiss execution, but you want the Ruth Chris lifestyle. Now hold on. I think we out of order with it. So those are the three eyes that need to open up: your identity, your infrastructure, and then the income. Because you can have the infrastructure there and still not actually be selling anything, not really promoting yourself, not putting yourself out there. You might not even have a product structure, a funnel, a flywheel that even makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So there's no real way for you to generate the income, even though you have the infrastructure and you understand your identity, right? All three need to go together, right? So just the way I talked to you about three eyes, get money is about three layers of AI orchestration and governance, right? Because when we're talking about all this sovereignty, what does sovereignty actually mean? The ability to govern yourself. I, self, Lord, and Master. Hello, Islam? Nigga, we've been saying this for like, Red been saying this for damn near 30 years. I'm new to the scene. And I'm listening to the elders speak. I'm listening to the OG speak. I'm listening to the big bros speak. And this is what I'm hearing. So I hear sovereignty. And I put that towards systems that could actually create that, because I didn't want to just say the word. I wanted to have the thing. So that's what Get Money's about. Because again, GitHub is one of those platforms that, because it's so gate kept by developers, you don't get to hear about it and you don't get to understand the value. But once we actually show you the 3 layers that we use to orchestrate GitHub, so that way we can begin to capture the value of the work you are creating and generating as you are using these AI agents as a part of your team. That's what they are. They're digital employees. So why don't you have an office? You can prompt up a marketing team. So why are you not thinking like a CEO? It's only within the past 20 or so years that the CEO became synonymous with a tech nigga. That wasn't how it was this whole time. 9 times out of 10, the CEO was just the idea guy, the dude with the good vision, and enough smooth talk power to get other people to believe in it enough to work for him in making that vision come to reality. So how is that any different than you having the prompt engineering and ability, the systems, the SOPs, the workflows that tell your agent what to do, so that way when they work for you, you know what they're producing, you know the standards that they're producing them against. There's the human in the loop where they're sending you notifications to where, you got to check this, I need you to check this, review this before we push it. And you have that official record. Because again, you're working with the AI now and all of these different chats. You're coming up with fire shit. And then what happens to it when you go back a week later? Can you find it? How long does it take you to find it? You see why it's taking you forever to find these things, and then say you're lucky if you even find it. All right? You don't have a second brain system. So as you're just going through lollygagging, doing all these different chats with the AI, working on a bunch of different ideas, you actually lose the $1 million idea you had.
Talk about it.
Now you over here fumbling around with $5,000, $10,000 ideas when you could have saved that $1 million idea, worked on it. You see what I'm saying? And then these new ideas could have actually been the missing pieces that slot right into. Do you even know how to repurpose your own ideas into new products, new strategies? You've been writing for years in your journal. You know, all of that is ideas for businesses. You know, inside of all of that is problems you solve that you could then sell to another person.
Apps, workflows,
SOPs, automations, agents, skills,
plugins, mad skills. Oh my goodness.
The skills are actually crazy. I just ran some more updates on the Get Money AI Office skill. This shit's crazy now. Version 0.2.4. Oh, can you even say that about your software? Can you version it? With the Get Money AI system, I can. You see what I'm saying? It keeps track of all the major changes and then assigns them accordingly based on the numbering system for version. So now, again, when an investor comes in and they see this, they can say, oh, this person has been iterating and working on this with a proof of record, a proof of work, a proof of concept, a proof of history. You see what I'm saying? Not only did they build out this system, they instantly went into a workshop framework for 30 days with real entrepreneurs, tested it live, got that data back. Matter of fact, the product only exists based on user data. They wanted to know how to get to the money. And I said, well, damn it. The one thing they're missing is understanding GitHub, because that's where all the free code lives. Why should you have to build a website from scratch when there's already amazing working websites on GitHub that you can open source for free and tell your agent, hey, Since you already know my style, I done put
Right.
that into my second brain. Why don't you just take this website and make it mine? Put my products and offers on it real quick. Oh shit, wait a minute. Any new feature you want, someone over there already open sourced it. Why not just go grab that and put that into your Spin's been telling y'all that for the longest time. Google
Yep.
AI Studios. Well, goddamn it, GitHub was the first Google AI studio. There's so much free game. So even before we talk about the money you can make, let's talk about the money you can save in development costs. By having these skills, by having these automations, by actually keeping tabs on what the developers are doing. Because what you don't understand is GitHub is your open source workforce. Hello? Hello? 72 Clause, I showed y'all directly on GitHub, they have the AI integration. They have Claude and Chat GPT and all that right there. So you mean in the same place I'm storing my website, I can find new code for new features that I want for free. I can fork that into my vault, right? And then I can just tell my agent, hey, you see this file here and this file here? This is what I want to do. And I just talk to it in natural English and I describe to it in exhaustive detail what I want to happen, right? And if you're smart, you'll do something even iller than that. You'll say, hey, this is my raw prompt. Can you optimize it for the best effect before I run it? Oh shit, now you're really thinking like a systems architect. You done already spit out the raw material. Now have the machine optimize it for the machine to do the work. Ain't that the same way the CEO might call everybody into a meeting, riff off some ideas and shit, be like, come back to me next Friday with some hard numbers, and then every department goes off, scurries off, and does what? Translates that raw material into usable action plans. Then they run those plans and they come back with the numbers on Friday. Ain't that what happened? This is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, you now have the ability to operate your own solo agency. We've now seen the $1 million one person company, the $10 million one person company, the
Yep.
$100 million, and the $1 billion. We've
It's
seen
a
all of it
billion
already.
dollar. Yep.
So I'm not saying anything to y'all that's not readily available. It's about learning the systems. So if you haven't gone to GitHub while you're listening to me right now, you're doing the wrong thing. You're not even getting to the money right. The nigga's telling you exactly where to go. Go to GitHub. Go to YouTube, type in GitHub for beginners. Again, you don't have to learn how to code, but understand the language and the lexicon that controls the system, because that's what you're doing now with these agents. You're a systems architect. You're not a developer. You're not a builder. You're not doing the manual labor.
Yeah, it's already built for you now. It's already built.
You just
And
got to put the pieces together and understand the system that makes it cohesive.
you know which way I could put it to the people? And I don't mean to sound facetious. They got automatic Mexicans now.
Yo, nah, word is born. Hey, look, I be saying AI is reparations for us, bro.
Facts. It got to be a part of the
No,
reparations bill that they
it
not
gotta
telling y'all
be.
about. God damn it.
No disrespect to the ancestors, but they put in a lot of work so America could be where it is today, where I could use AI subsidized $20 a month and get an entire fucking arsenal out this shit.
Straight up.
This, you see what I'm saying? And then when we really get into the deeper nature of computer science, we understand this is yet another ancestral tradition. We was the first computer engineers, if you really want to get serious. We was talking about These niggas talking about servers. We talking about servitors. Hold on.
Servitors.
Hold on. Wait, Nick, cloud memory. You mean the Akasha?
You mean Akashic records?
Isn't that cloud memory? The unconscious mind, isn't that cloud memory?
Fact.
You can just draw it up whenever you want. So we are the origins of this. Word to East 49. The ancestors fought and died so that we could have these opportunities in these moments to get to the money, right? So what is the media gonna do to brand and propagandize this against you? Oh, the AI drinking up all the water in the hood. Oh golly gee. Ah, ain't that terrible? Well, I thought the hood was a bad place. I thought the hood was a food for or a food desert and shit. How do you drinking what water out of where?
It's already
It was already a desert. So drinking what water out of where? Let me know what hoods you know with a fresh lake.
With a waterfall.
They putting data centers in the hood? No, just because they said they're putting it in Memphis. And then even that whole water conversation, family, do y'all research, bro. Water usage for AI is like 1% of 1% of where it was when it started. These technologies are new. Of course they're inefficient. What the fuck? Like, of course they're not as optimized as they could be. We're not leveraging all of what we have. And there's a whole oil industry that's still at play that still wants to make its own money. All of these data centers should be powered off solar. We all know that. That's the logical step.
Right.
Power it off solar, use some form of wastewater, you see what I'm saying? So that we're not making worse the water conservation problem we already had. So don't blame AI for this shit. We were already mismanaging the water. That's why
the
AI
water was hit before AI was even came along, to be honest with you. So it's really the people that's putting the AI to. They're the ones that need to be dealt with.
So just the way guns don't kill people, people kill people. Well, goddamn it, AI don't destroy the hood. People destroy the hood.
Right, and I feel that those data.
Boom. You
Yeah,
bring up the data centers, and again, it's not to say that these boys aren't doing things that have negative environmental effects, negative social effects, all that cool shit. I bet. But for $20 a month, you mean I can make my dream a reality and start pushing my agenda and my propaganda into the world? You mean I can Higgs field up 40 different assets?
Facts.
With the right SOPs and really bring back the message of the Black Panthers and mix it with the Black Panther and get the new generation to fuck with that?
Right.
Well, goddamn it.
In one sitting.
In one sitting with the right systems,
something that would
I can
took
make that
6
happen.
months. Right.
6 months and 6
one
niggas.
day.
6 months across 6 different niggas.
But don't have six ninjas working on one project for 6 days. You are going to achieve a breakthrough, ladies and gentlemen. You will achieve a breakthrough. So what would have took 6 months is now broken down to 6 people with no time telling how soon that could be completed. They just incorporated Adobe products, After Effects with Claude. You know, I think it's After Effects in Hicksville or something. Some crazy shit. Like the rise of the MCPs and the CLIs has completely revolutionized content creation, scaling, and the possibilities of literally opening up multiple businesses at once. Can we speak on that briefly
And there we
about
go,
the
family.
rise of the
That's what we're
MCP?
really.
Huh?
Let's get into it. No, let's really get into it and understand the MCP as it relates to the lineage of technologies that kind of birthed that, right? So before the MCP model context protocol, right, which is a very efficient way for AI agents to talk to third-party programs and get their
Yes.
information and their data and their processes into your apps, right? Before it was MCPs, it was APIs, right? APIs serve the same function for developers, right?
Right.
So, and this is what I'm saying, when you really understand what it takes to be a proper digital business, a proper digital asset, this is one of those conversations that you have to have. Because another way of saying API is just saying database. That's what essentially an API is. It's a
Right.
database that stores a bunch of functions and information that a business will make open to the public, either for free or at a cost. Usually it's pretty cheap. You see what I'm saying? And it's per call. So when I call the API in order to get certain information, they're going to charge me per request, right?
Right.
But that API has a bunch of functions and pre-built components that I, as a developer, don't want to have to think about building, because it might just be me and maybe two other people on this project, and we don't have the resources of $1 million company that's already been in business for 10 years building their digital infrastructure. So they've learned
Right.
a lot of things along the way, right? So when we understand the lineage of going from that API, right, where the human operator is making the call to get the information, to now the MCP, where the agent is making the call to get the information, you have to understand that the more businesses that start making MCPs, the more you're going to see the rise of agentic commerce. Agents buying things, agents prospecting, agents being the liaison, the concierge of their owner, you see what I'm saying? Of
Right.
their coder, whoever's programming them to do the task, right? You're going to see a
Right.
lot more of that, this agent to agent commerce. Google already showed you that in Google I/O. Again, what systems do you have currently that are in preparation for the future? Do you have a web app? Because that's the whole point of APIs and MCPs in the first place. It's to make a web app, not a website. A website's a billboard. A web app is the actual business. If I go to a McDonald's website, I can see the menu. If I can go to a McDonald's app, I can order the Big Mac and pick it up
Right.
and it be there with my name on it. You see what I'm saying? So the web
So
app now, do you think McDonald's built out all of that infrastructure by themselves? No. They're using a bunch of other nigga shit through APIs, right?
APIs,
But now
right.
that we're building in this agentic space, we're dealing with the non-technical founder, right? Because these agentic tools, that's what they're doing. They're removing the gates of entry.
You. All right. Brother's call drop. He'll be right back. Y'all get yourselves a stretch. Get your pens and your pads, because he's dropping some information that I think everybody could benefit off of. Everybody, don't matter what your walk in life is. You dig? This is information dealing with the now. MCPs, CLIs, APIs. Okay? Put all of those, run all of those, and yeah, let's talk about it. All right, let me bring him back on the stage. There you go.
Yeah, nah, giving up too much sauce. They have to try to stop you, boy. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good,
Yeah, they threw a boomerang at you.
man. Just a little boomerang, but it's all good. But family, that's what we dealing with. That's what we're talking about. It's the fact that when you have that web app and you want to start conducting real business, you want your clientele to have one clean, continuous surface that they can engage in everything you have to offer in the world you are building. You're going to need these additional functions because it's not just about making sure your clients can click and order. You see what I'm saying? That's one part of the game. It's also making sure that you, as the administrator, the CEO, right, the owner operator on the back end, have a back office. You see what I'm saying? Where you handle the real deal, right? Because it's not just about selling the pastries and the cakes, right? In the back office, I order the flour and the eggs. You see what I'm saying? In the back office, I make sure all the repairs for my equipment happen. In the back office, that's where we do the baking. That's where we do the kneading and the mixing. You see what I'm saying? That's all back office tasks. The client doesn't really need to see that. They just want the final finished product. Right? So where is your back office? Matt, a lot of y'all doing these businesses, y'all don't even need to say y'all got AI and y'all shit. Y'all technically aren't even tech businesses. Like, understand that you're not a tech business. You're leveraging your knowledge and enthusiasm for technology to build a dream business that you already had that predated any of this shit. You don't have to be the tech founder. Be the non-technical founder that knows how to leverage these systems to do the work that you might not be the most comfortable with. AI is really good at admin and logistics. You want to know why? Admin and logistics is really repetitive.
Yeah.
Creativity is not really as repetitive. It's not as structured and ordered. Like, you can create creative systems, right? You can build systems around creativity, but that's never really going to stop the muse from showing up at 3 a.m. and throwing all of your plans out the window. All right. So when we understand that, and we understand that the founder is going to have their whims, right? We build systems that are inclusive of that while still doing the day-to-day churn that needs to happen so that way your business can function autonomously, semi-autonomously, right? I don't ever really want to take you completely out the loop, right? You need to be the approval gate because this is your brand, your business, your reputation. Don't just let these AIs run off and do whatever the fuck they want under your name.
Right. Always be at that gate before they get out.
You're the spook at the door now.
Yeah, you the spook at the door, but you got to sign them out.
Boom. And that's the real part. You sign them in, you sign them out. You're really thinking in that CEO kind of way. So one of the practical real world exercises I can give you is from psychocybernetics. It's called the movie theater of the mind, right? And I just want you to sit and just breathe and take a moment. You don't got to do nothing really fancy. You don't got to count no breaths, none of that. All I want you to do is the same way you sit in a movie theater and you watch a movie and you're able to just really observe the entire scene from that detached perspective. I want you to do that in your mind, but I want you to really think about adding some weight, some like physical feeling to what it would be like to operate within your office in the cloud. You see what I'm saying? So for HITSUYO, the way that I do this, right, is I think about myself as like this really Afrofuturistic, cyberpunk, post-neon Willy Wonka. And my website is my factory. My web app is my factory. And I do all type of agentic weird shit, nigga. The way you wouldn't even know it's code in there. You think I'm doing a whole spiritual seance in there sometimes. Type shit. This shit got organs and shit. This shit got xenomorphs and symbiotes. And again, I understand code, so I understand that I can name things how I want. And it also helps the agents that are kind of moving through the software understand relationships, right? Semantically between things, right?
because that's what we did when we were naming these things anyways. The names you gave these different parts of the program helped you understand how they related to one another. So it's something the human was already doing. You give it to the machine, it can make it real, it can make it tangible in a way that does real business, but still pretty fun. So it's like I'm building my own video game. I've gamified my business world because I know how to get in there and just have fun with the agents. I said, yo, if I had a real brick and mortar thing, what would this shit look like? No limits, just pure imagination. Word to Willy Wonka, pure imagination. What would this shit look like? And I was like, yo, this shit would be an obsidian mothership, and it would just it would take Inhumans and spit out sovereign identities together. And it would just churn them out like a factory, nigga. One nigga will walk in, boom, they God self walk out. And they just rich as hell, money just flowing from everywhere. Everyone wants to see them, know them, make deals with them, give them money, resources, opportunities. That's just it. Boom, that's what it would be, yo. I wouldn't let nobody in. Only the clients that purchase the Obsidian ticket, that pay the Obsidian toll, get to see the inner workings of the factory and be trusted. I did all of that. Why? Why did I do all of that? Because it helps me understand in a way that's very native and indigenous to my own brain what my corporate structure looks like. So I didn't just say, oh, I have this business in this office. I said, no, this is a living body. In the same way the body has a bunch of different systems that do things, I think my software should too. And I think the systems in my software should kind of mirror the systems in the body. So that way this thing I'm building feels like an organism. It feels alive because I'm not a corporation. I'm an enterprise. Big difference. I'm not a dead body. I'm not a dead entity. I'm a sovereign. I'm a living being. So I want to create living software. All right. My agents understand that. They know how to make that practical. They understand my brand doctrine. They know why I lean into those thought patterns and philosophy. And all they do is they take that and they turn that into usable code. Bingo. So what do you want your office to look like?
Your digital office.
How important is understanding? Yeah, this is your digital office. I want you to picture in a physical way how you actually want your digital office to function. Of course, there are just standard operating procedures, standard operating criteria for what makes a good office. You're always going to have a brand department, a marketing department, an ads department, sales, logistics, HR, operations, you see what I'm saying, governance of some sort of like policy. These are things that are always going to be there. But how do you relate to those concepts? How do you see them? Right? So just the same way our ancestors were able to go in and take these concepts and give them these human-like qualities so that way they could engage with them a little bit better. Why don't you go in and understand operations in a way that's unique and sovereign to you, and then build your software around that? Use these agents. They're right there. God's son Elijah just asked, how important is understanding code right now? Vibe code masterclass soon. I wouldn't call it vibe coding. Again, I'd call it vibe architecting. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm coming at it understanding what really makes a solid house, right? But understanding code, good wording, not knowing how to code. You don't need to know how to code, but understanding the principles of computer science, understanding what's known as algorithmic thinking. You can type that into your favorite AI right now and say, hey, it's HITSUYO just said, I need to understand algorithmic thinking in the age of agentic software. What the fuck is he talking about? Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old that don't know code. Matter of fact, I'll go to Claude right the fuck now. Y'all want to try me? I'll go to Claude right now. Live demonstrations. We just gonna do it. We just gonna do it. We just gonna do it.
In real time.
HITSUYO Aku
IRT.
just said IRT. Let me get a little screen share in new chat right there.
Ladies and
You know,
gentlemen, while he does that, the QR code that you see above will lead you right to the Get Money tickets on Eventbrite. Make sure y'all are in the building. Our first class is on Wednesday this week, ladies and gentlemen. Only on Zoom. Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Our first class in the 30-day workshop, Get Money. All right. We'll be vibe coding. We'll be getting repos. We will be building out our digital offices, like the good brother said, our infrastructure. All right. I promise you, this is going to be unlike anything that you've ever seen before, but this is going to literally be like opening up a treasure chest or tapping into a mind that has not been mined yet.
family, you see it. HITSUYO Aku just said something about the importance of algorithmic thinking and understanding the principles of software engineering.
Oh no, we don't see the share
And
page. Hold on, that might have been on me. My bad. Let me see.
oh yeah, go ahead, share that. How's it going?
That's hold on. All right.
Let me know if I need to restart the share. Gotcha.
Nah, you good.
It's up?
Yep.
Take age. All right, boom. HITSUYO Aku just said something about the importance of algorithmic thinking and understanding the principles of software engineering without learning to code directly in the agentic age. What the actual fuck does he mean by that? Explain it to me like I'm a skeptical ninth grader. Y'all see me. This is my Claude right here. So I'm going to open up a project. Signal Architect Tezcatlipoca. It's basically me, but a second version of me inside of Claude. It's not my primary second brain. That's an Obsidian. But this is good. This guy's good. Skeptical ninth grader. Plain English. Please skip the damn jargon. All right. Well, all right. I'm wording it like this because this sounds like someone who's tired. This sounds like someone who's burnt out. This sounds like someone who just genuinely wants to get the concept and maybe don't have the bandwidth sometimes to really deep what I'm saying in the moment. This is the simplest way you can just take just a couple sentences of what I said and go on a journey for yourself. Hold on. We're going to switch it. Should I go for it? Nah, I'm going to leave it on Sonnet. I'm going to leave it on Sonnet right now. Sonnet's a better writer. I ain't really trying to do code right now. So understand that different, you all already know what the deal is, but different models do different things. You see what I'm saying? Right now, I'm really just trying to do a simple everyday task, a little demonstration. I don't need code, so I'm going to ruminating on it. Stand by. My dog thinking, searching through the project. Boom. Hold on. We're gonna chop this up, family. You know how a plumber doesn't build the pipes with their bare hands? They read blueprints, they understand water pressure, they know which valve controls what. They can tell a contractor that won't work before a single pipe gets installed. They never cut the steel themselves. That's what Aku means. AI is the machine that now writes the code, runs the analysis, builds the thing. Actual typing handled, but the machine is dumb in one specific way. It does exactly what you tell it, nothing more. That was always the issue with this shit. Before the AI showed up and even now, these systems do what you tell them. The issue is you're not clear about who you are and what you're trying to build. And thus it builds on your confusion.
at light speed. Okay? All right. If you don't understand how a system works, you can't tell the machine what to build. You'll describe vibes, you'll get garbage back. You'll spend 3 hours explaining something a person who thinks in systems describes in 2 sentences. Algorithmic thinking means this: before you ask the AI to do something, you already know the answer to these 3 questions. What's the input? What comes into the system? What's the process? What happens to what I input into the system? And then what's the output? What am I getting back out of it once it's done? That's it. That's a function. Input, process, output. You just learned the standard of a function in code. So when they say writing a function takes an input, processes it, and then gives you an output. That's every system you've ever dealt with in your life. You breathe in, your lungs process it, you breathe out. That's a function. That's an algorithm, even. Okay, all right, cool. So wait, what do you mean you're not a coder? What do you mean you're not tech savvy? You can breathe, right? Nigga, all right, well, shit. Okay, I don't know. That's a loop. That's a condition. You don't write the code. Did you write your DNA? Were you aware of it? Repeat back your entire genetic sequence to me right now. All right, cool. You didn't write the code. You understand the skeleton underneath the code. Right now, most people using AI are giving it ingredients and hoping it cooks a meal. People who think algorithmically walk in with a recipe, a tasting note, a plating diagram. The AI is just the kitchen. The skeptical question you're probably sitting on: why do I need to understand this if the AI does it? Because the AI will confidently build you the wrong thing, beautifully, completely wrong. And if you can't read the blueprint, you won't know until you're 6 months in and the whole thing is on fire. The file is open. HITSUYO.io. I'm that one. I'm that one. So if that didn't explain to you, family, that was a quick, simple take on Aku said some shit about algorithmic thinking. What the fuck did he mean by that? Explain it simply like a ninth grader. Why would he mention that? Why would he bring that up? Because you ain't actually cooking. That's why they call it slop. You just throw it. You fixing a plate of this and that. You fixing a plate of whatchamacallit. You fixing a plate of things and you see what I'm saying? This nigga is of shebang. Mid, skip. Straight mid, skip. Right? You straight noodle castles, right? We even have a name for that pre-AI when we were coding. We called it spaghetti code. So trust me, if the AI is making slop, it's because it learned from us how to make slop. We were the sloppy ones. And it's only mirroring back to us just how unintentional we truly are when we build things. Your ancestors will be disappointed in your lack of forethought. They built structures 10,000 years ago that you can still look at today. How dare you? Mid, skip. This is what I'm saying. So if the new substrate, if the new medium, if the new groundwork for building is digital infrastructure, then you need to build for the future of where this shit's going. I haven't started my Web3 campaign yet, but it is coming. I see the value in centralizing your identity on a decentralized platform. That's fire. I definitely see the utility in that. But right now, it's AI time. So that's what we're getting into. That's what we're building. That's what we're showing you where the real money is. Because you don't actually have a cookbook.
You don't have repeatable recipes to build a menu with. And if you don't have a repeatable list of recipes to build a menu with, then how can you actually open up the restaurant that's going to serve the food to the people? We got to start thinking algorithmically in recipes. Because what is a recipe? It's an SOP. It's a standard operating procedure for making whatever the hell you want to make. When you've seen enough bread recipes, you understand the first principles behind making bread. And now you don't need a recipe on hand. You kind of know how to just eyeball it. But that's when the plumber comes in, and before anyone cuts or digs anything, this nigga can say that ain't gonna work. He's seen enough of it to eyeball it, to just look at it and be like, "No, that's gonna taste terrible, nigga. What do you mean? Five grams of salt, nigga? What? Ease up. Give a boy a heart attack with that." You see what I'm saying? So how are we chefing it up? How are we getting to the money for real? Where is your office? Where is your kitchen? You're trying to cook up and you got niggas in the kitchen with you, watching you cook, getting in the way. You don't have no recipes nowhere. You're just ordering them around like Gordon Ramsay yelling at people, but you ain't even Gordon Ramsay, because at least Gordon Ramsay can make the beef Wellington. You ain't even got that on lock. At least Gordon Ramsay could make the beef Wellington on autopilot in his own mind before he yelled at the next nigga for not doing it right. That's all I'm saying to y'all. So when we understand exactly what Spin's been saying, you do it manually, understand the bottlenecks of the shit, then you automate it, then you give the task to agents, then you know what to look for. You build the systems, you test them out, you see where the failure points are, and then you heal the system against that. As an engineer, I'm never looking for shit to work. I'm looking for everything to go wrong. Technically, I should be hypercritical, paranoid, but that's what allows me to be so good when I'm generating work with the AI. I don't trust the AI. It just told you it will confidently build you the wrong thing. And you'll sit there and you won't know until the house collapses in on you 6 months later. And you want to know why it collapsed in on you? Because you didn't have the forethought of an architect before you went and started engineering code. You didn't engineer your code to code, because that's an architect's job. Our blueprint has to be up to code before we even build it. Can't even build you a house that don't come with the proper structure, baseline minimum. A bedroom should be structured like this. A kitchen should be structured like this. These type of wirings need to be in place. There needs to be a fucking stud in the wall every 16 inches or so, right? That's one of them housing standards. So this is where, again, you need to break 90% of your shit. Needs to break if you want 10. Yeah. That's always what we're working on, is breaking the 90 so we can get that 10% optimization. Because that 10% is where the real power lives. So again, with this get money conversation, with everything that we're doing here, everything that we're discussing here, the real way to get to the money is the systems. It is the governance. Because wait, doesn't the government control the flow of money? So the fact that you don't have systems that govern your work means that you also can't dictate the flow of the cash. You not the central bank of your own shit, right? You're not the living trust of your own shit. So these are, again, more infrastructure conversations that need to be had. So you want to get to the money? Well, you need to have some IP to put in that trust, so that way the trust can actually be valuable. But in order for that IP to be defensible, you need to have a record of how you built it, why you built it, when you built it, where you built. That's what GitHub gives you automatically. And because I have a 9-agent persona cognitive scaffolding. You got 9 agents, so that's a whole team right there. So how are you documenting the work that they do? How are you documenting how they're handing off the work? And then how do you document where the failure points happen? So that way you can say, this agent failed at this part of the run. This is what I need to heal. This is the employee that I need to put on training. This is the employee that I need to reprimand. This is the employee that I need to promote into a new level of task. How are you doing that? What is your agent orchestration like? Yell at them and call them bitches. It be like that sometimes. It do be like that sometimes. But again, it's because we don't have those systems, right? I've found that I've actually been able to reduce my AI costs. Like back in March, I had the ultra plan for like fucking everything. And I was really, really building out my agent OS, got it really going in, right? Once I actually got everything settled in and working, once I actually got all of the systems in place, I was able to get more done with less tokens. I was able to get way more done with way less tokens. So now I don't even need all of the Gemini Ultra Super Pro. Not really. Now I can just put money on the actual APIs that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that way I can run some of these models inside of my actual web app, right? But other than that, when I'm outside of my software, when I'm just working in Claude, when I'm working in Codex, I get weeks worth of shit done every session, every single session. So this is what I'm presenting to you all. 3 surfaces. Obsidian MD, that's your memory. That's your vault. That's your archive. That's your private notebook as a CEO where you brainstorm all of your ideas before they're ready to go to market. Anything like Codex, Claude Code, Anti-Gravity, Kimi, anything that allows you to work with files and folders on your computer with agents, that becomes your workbench. That becomes your operating desk, right? So all of these things are files and folders. This is the desk where you bring your files and folders to work on those files. And then finally, you have GitHub, which is the official record. This is where you track all of your changes. This is where you store all of your operational, functional, stable workflows, SOPs, skills, agent harnesses, scaffolding, whatever you got that you want to say, this is a part of my business asset. These are the things that I use. So think about all of the things you generate on Higgsfield. Instead of having them clogging up your local computer, right? You could store them into a database that's connected to your GitHub. And now you have the data in the cloud, double protected. It's in a Supabase database and it's copied into GitHub in a private repo. So now you have it. So let's say, God forbid, the computer you're working on right now breaks. You get that new computer. You don't have to feel like you lost any work because you can just go to GitHub, clone down that project, open back up that Supabase, and everything's right there.
Wow.
Now, let's say for some reason you lose access to your Claude. Let's say for some reason, I don't know, some government agency decides to ban Claude in America. What happened to all that work you was doing on Claude?
Right.
Did you remember to download any of that, or did you think you would just have access to the chats forever? How much of that work have you already lost before you even got banned on Claude? Before Claude got shadow banned or whatever the case may be. Some of those things should be in your Obsidian vault. Some of those things you need locally. Some of those things you should have in the cloud. Separation of concerns. As a CEO, you should be thinking about that. So these are the 3 layers where we're saying, Here's a private workspace for the CEO that's going to have all of these ideas and all these grand things that they want to do. Here's the workspace that connects the private vault to the official business record of what's available for public use, what's ready to go. Always local first, right? But again, GitHub is one of them platforms where, because it's open source and so many of the top players use it, they're protecting it. They're invested in the platform. You see what I'm saying? So they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. Definitely local source or local first, but GitHub is a great remote cloud option for all of your storage. Okay, cool. You have your workbench, your Claude Code, your Codex, your anti-gravity. That's going to serve as a connection point between the cloud and the vault, the official business record and the private notebook, right? So I can talk to my second brain and I can say, hey, I was working on this idea. Can you find me all of the documents I've already built up inside the second brain that will help me flesh this idea out more with thoughts that I've already put together? And you know what I'm saying? I really want this to feel like me. You know what I'm saying? I really want this to feel well thought out. I want it to take into consideration this, that, and the third, boom, boom, boom. It'll go grab you all of the notes related to that and then build you out a new asset, store that in the second brain, connect all of the related notes to it, and then make documentation of that in the GitHub. Did you hear what I just said? You only had to really be in anti-gravity or Claude Code or Codex. With the proper setup, you can have your Obsidian talk to your GitHub without either one of them being open. MCPs, APIs, the CLI, you see the value now?
Right.
Because now you don't have to know how to code. You just got to get comfortable in Claude Code, in Codex, in anti-gravity. You just got to get comfortable working in these agentic platforms. But these agentic platforms are already built for non-technical users. That's why even anti-gravity 2.0 kind of got away from being like a regular IDE, like a VS Code or Cursor. You see what I'm saying? They stopped showing you the code files as much. They started showing you more of the chat. Because they're trying to open up a lane for the non-technical people to create and code as well. But if you don't understand how to leverage all of the free game on GitHub, all the free game on Hugging Face, if you don't know how to build a long-term memory for your agents using a second brain, using this private Obsidian notebook, if you don't understand how to keep proper documentation and version control and governance over your system using GitHub as a collaborative platform between you and your agents, then you're not going to get money. I don't know what to say. You're just going to create a bunch of shit and it's not really going to be worth anything because, again, the Birkin bag is worth 30,000. Hermes is worth millions because it's the systems. It's the systems. It's never the commodity. It's never what you're selling. It's the systems you use to sell it. That's what's the most valuable. Your identity is a part of that system. Your infrastructure is a part of that system. Your infrastructure damn near is the system. Your identity damn near is the system. But it's not the fact that you do shea butter. A bunch of niggas do shea butter. It's the fact that they fuck with the way you do shea butter. It's the fact that you're able to provide a certain level of quality and service because your systems allow you to. If you can prove that you can get the shea butter within 24 hours from the village in Ghana that specialize in shea butter, that puts you leagues and leagues ahead of the motherfucker that's saying they get in the best shea butter.
Right.
You got documentation. Now that becomes a business proof asset that you can that you can just put onto your website. It's right there. You see what I'm saying? When you're making your brand deals, these brands can trust it because there's documentation. Boom. When the investors come, they know exactly which village you're actually getting the. Damn, you figured out the entire distribution pipeline between Ghana and here for this small village, and you made it consistent. You damn near built infrastructure. You built transnational infrastructure just to do shea butter, nigga. You know what they hear? If you could do that for shea butter, you could do that with a bunch of other commodities because it's the
Right.
system that's valuable. Do you get me now? Do you feel me?
Right. Now I get it. It's the system. It's the delivery system, the distribution system.
There you go.
That's a
It's
great
the sales system, the marketing system, the branding.
marketing
These are
system.
just all systems that we bring together, and that's what actually makes the entire enterprise valuable. It's all of the assets. It's not just what they do. Nike isn't a $1 billion company because they sell shoes. I promise you it's not that, bro. They're not making $1 billion off of just the shoes. It's also the infrastructure. It's
That's a
also
fact.
the digital assets they own. It's also the space in your mind that they occupy. That's what allows them to go get credit. That's what allows them to make projections about what they're going to do in the next 10 years. And niggas will give them money today about what they say they're going to do in 10 years. Do you hear
That's a
what I said?
fact.
With the right systems, people will pay you today for shit that you ain't even trying to do for the next 10 years.
Hmm.
They'll pay you today for a projection. If the systems that you have right now are tangible enough to make that projection look reasonable, guess what they're willing to do? Absorb some risk. They're willing to absorb some risk and give you some bread. And all
Man,
you
that's
got to do
crazy.
is just, that's the crazy part. All you got to do is just show up. Because when you actually have the systems in place, you're not lying. It's not like you're lying about the projection. You actually built the systems, and the projection you made is based on your real tangible effort and the systems you built because you've been tracking yourself and your systems and what they're capable of. You've been keeping track of the fault lines and all the breakage points and all the shit that pissed you off and all the shit you which was easier and faster and more high quality, and you've been building it in and you've been telling it to keep track of it and you've been saving it to GitHub. So now when you make the projection, you're not even lying. You're damn near kind of lowballing it.
Right. That's where the monthly sales calls come in with the, certain stocks and stuff like that. If you don't meet
Boom.
your quota, if you didn't meet your projection, then you'll suffer with people selling off. But I want to
Boom.
use
And
this.
this
I want to
is
use
go
this
ahead.
moment to pivot to segue. We have a guest in the building, and we've been
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah,
about systems, and we've been talking about effective systems and building out systems. And this brother, our next guest, he has successfully built out multiple systems. The brother was able to take the his culinary skills of vegan cooking and vegan foods, and he built out multiple systems all across both Houston and online. Okay, from first a food truck, then into a restaurant, then into a dispensary, and this brother is going to be one of our special speakers and one of our special guests for the Claus Houston event. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to bring to the stage our good brother Talik Heru in the building.
Peace,
Peace.
peace, peace, family.
Oh, big bro Talik.
You hear me?
Oh shit, boy, I've been watching you for a minute.
Oh man, peace to the God, man. Just over here getting to it, staying productive. I'm bound by my buddy's restaurant, the Taste Bar, downtown. So yeah, just
Oh,
getting another system. I'm taking over another cafe down here. So just staying productive, man. Really getting to it, man.
and linking up with like minds, man, and putting these systems together, man. So yeah, man. But main thing, like from my guy here, Rashid said, man, monetize or die. So just monetizing all our talents, man. Before AI does it. But here's the thing, though: when you got deep niches, it goes back to the miseducation of the Negro. There's nothing that can compare to black ingenuity or black creativity, and that's what we got to realize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the way you walk, the way you motherfucking chew gum, the way you know what I'm saying? It can be monetized. You know what I'm saying? Every step of the way as I'm walking downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like white boys got some clothes on like years ago. That would be crazy for them to be wearing, but they got it on now. But it's the stuff that we set the culture, set the trends. So we also got to set the market too, and trust our prices and believe in our prices. You know what I'm saying? And we really got to galvanize the health market right now because it's not even not a fad right now. So we got some beautiful things that we can take nationwide for us with the super healthy, wealthy, and the soulful vegan concept because these are all rooted into indigenous recipes and cuisines that can't be duplicated. You know what I'm saying? Only passed down from one ancestor to one ancestor. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing. We're doing genealogy too, connecting all this, bring this all back to our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really important, man. Bring this back to the bloodline, even the recipes too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you go do your censuses, you know what I'm saying. You think we got it better than them? Nah, they had it way better than us. They had shit. They on leagues and leagues. We got to catch up to them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I look back at my ancestors to do better, or even I can't shoot. They were doing so good. I got to catch up with them. A lot of them. But yeah,
Right.
that's all we're doing. I'm downtown Houston with it, out here in real time. You know what I'm
In
saying?
real time, brother
In
Talik.
real time on my high
Yes,
power
yes.
scooter. You know
Oh,
what I'm
you on your
saying?
power scooter.
Yeah, this my
Well,
nigga,
brother
my
Talik.
homeboy restaurant, the Taste Bar. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're gonna have to
Yeah,
go eat there when I pull up in Houston. We got to
yeah,
try that
man.
food out
He
and
got me the
support them.
whole vegan chicken and waffles, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Vegan chicken and waffles.
And I like to tell you every day, man. This is what it is. Every day is a movie, man. Out here,
Right, right.
every day is a movie,
I want to talk to you about systems real quick.
man.
I
Okay,
want to
let's
talk
get.
to you about systems real quick.
Okay.
Brother HITSUYO was talking about systems and the importance of the systems. And I know that you've been building out systems to help the body heal and to help the body cleanse itself and to help the body regenerate. Can you get into the systems that you've been
Oh, right. You
preparing?
talking my language? There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you talk
So,
about the
so, so
systems that you put together to help the
So
body?
well, one of the systems I've been doing, but a lot of people took a lot of sauce, but I ain't worried about it as long as they get it and get going. One thing I've been doing is targeting each parasite for every ailment and different types of mucoid plaque. Different herbs dissolve different mucoid plaque, and showing people how to properly detox. Because if you don't know how to detox, you can really hurt yourself. So I got like different protocols for what I mean. Whatever ailment that you got, I have a system to throw it into my system to do a protocol, a detox, recipes, a whole 9 yards. Just to help you master the gauge in 24 hours. So, boy, I'm about
Okay.
to knock your ass up, bro. Yeah, I'm about to pop your ass. See, you about to see me shoot somebody in real time. But goddamn, my bad, y'all. Make for good TV, man. It's crazy around here. They just running around here like it's downtown. When they ran up right by me. But no, we got systems for everything, even mental illness. We got mushroom compounds for it, which started with my cousin Larry like 17 years ago. So yeah, so
Right.
we got a lot of programs, a lot of systems. But one thing that we can do also for the family, we can do like next time I offer, I would do like herbal health consultations. Even do some even break down some Hindu Vedic astrology, health astrology in there too to help pinpoint some different things too. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So look, my brother, I said I know that you out there and you moving around. Let them know where we're gonna be at this weekend in Houston. Just let them know what they got to look forward to when we pull up to Houston and do this event.
Man, we're
I
gonna have a
believe
lot
we're
of
gonna be at the Marriott. I booked the spot at the Marriott in the
okay,
Galleria.
okay, Okay, it's
So
gonna be
we're
a
gonna
lot
be
of
in the
it's
conference room.
gonna be a lot of applicable information. We're gonna have some health and healing. We're gonna have some good food for you. We're gonna have the whole 9 yards. So it's gonna be a lot of applicable information that you can utilize. Not nothing we just jacking off at the mouth. Excuse my language, but it's just stuff that you can actually utilize and apply to your daily life and apply it in real time to heal yourself or even make money. You know what I'm saying? So that's real applicable things, man. We're not gonna beat your head all over again and hit you with no nothing burgers. So yeah.
Are you gonna bring some information about genealogy?
Yeah,
Because the L in clause stand for legacy, so we want to help with our people with their
yeah,
genealogy.
absolutely. We'll definitely give you some really good genealogy gems. For us, whenever you're looking at your these census and stuff like that, what to look forward to, what to look at, what are you looking at, what games are they playing, how to find the different courthouses that was burnt out. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. Bless you. But find how to find different courthouses that was burnt down that's connected to your family, which is the phalanx of courthouses that was burnt down from New York to California, all through the South. So that was how most of our land was taken. So I'll show you how to find that, how to find your ancestors, how to find your ancestors in different battles. Because when you're looking at these different censuses, you don't know what the heck you're looking at. You know what I mean? So I'll show you how to find these things and make it easy for you and connect with your ancestors because they got some messages for you. Because I'll let everybody know all our stories are not a monolith. You have a
All
different
our
story
stories
than
is
mine.
what?
All our stories are not a monolith. Everybody's story is different.
Right.
So we need to find your story, which help complete your soul. This is soul satisfying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Legacy stuff that you have to mandatory pass down to the children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also I break down how different herbs is connected to some of these tribes. There's herbs are sacred to us that we gotta have. A lot of people haven't really tapped into that. I've been keeping that to myself. Depending on certain tribes I found that you come from, you have an affinity to certain plants that you need because that
Right.
was in a certain area that you was in, and we can pinpoint that. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of applicable information for you guys, man. So just stay tuned, man. Stay
No
tuned.
doubt, my brother. I appreciate you, man. I will see
Yes,
you
sir.
this weekend. The Strong Intel Pop. We are on our way. All right. I'm gonna let you get back to what you're doing. Thank you for pulling up. We'll see you before the week is out. We're gonna pull up again maybe third or Thursday. All right.
Okay, family. I love
No
you out of
doubt.
life, man. Love
No
you to
doubt.
life,
Love you
baby.
to life. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace,
All right, baby.
Peace
peace.
and love. Indeed. Shout out to all of the family out there in Houston. Shout out to the Texas family, the Dallas Fort Worth. Salute. You know. So my brother hit real quick.
Yo.
I can't wait to unpack that conversation that we're having about systems. That was
Sir.
profound. You said that very, very profound about companies. Their real moat, you know what I'm saying? The real value that they're selling is the systems, the SOPs, the structure, you
Uh-huh.
know, the way that they bounce back, you know what I'm saying, from damn near going bankrupt, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's
That be the real
profound.
sauce to it.
Yeah, man, that's profound. But I want you to let the family know what they have to look forward to on Wednesday when we cook up and we get this get money workshop off the ground. Man, family, I promise you, the part that I'll be playing in this whole thing is I'm gonna come in as the repo man. So there's a part of GitHub that has extraction benefits to it, and it's called the GitHub repo. So I'll be presenting repos every week and breaking down how each one of these repos we'll have a calculator to run the value of all of these repos and whatnot. And we'll show you a step-by-step process on how to install the repos and what these repos use cases are and how you can apply it to your specific situation based off of the business or the niche that you belong to.
And that's what you can look forward to, family. Just a plain English system. 3 surfaces, one smooth flow across all of it. That's just going to help you actually get to the money. There's so much free resources. GitHub has amazing ways to monetize, and we're just going to walk you through the proper way to really build a business that integrates AI, not to do slop, but to build real recipes, real generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? We cooking up that good shit. So that's what we're doing when we get money, yo. It really is just that simple. It is plain English GitHub office systems for non-technical founders, creative entrepreneurs who want to leverage the modern technology to operate a proper business. That's it. You don't got to be super hard and complex. We're going to teach you all these advanced tools to make it cool, but the real aim is simple and very down to earth. You're creating things. You don't really have a system of protecting and preserving your IP. We're going to give you that system so that way you can compound that and build wealth in real time. 30 days, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. We doing office hours, locking in, making sure y'all have touch points with us in person, live and direct. First class. Yeah, we calling it the get together. You see what I'm saying? First class is going to be orientation. I'm going to properly walk y'all through the system itself and the GitHub surface, get y'all familiar with a couple of commands that you're going to be using in the day to day, get you used to the flow. And again, it's just going to be about downloading GitHub, or not even downloading GitHub, setting up your GitHub on github.com, downloading Obsidian from Obsidian MD, right? And then downloading your agent platform of choice. Again, it has to be one of those softwares that can manipulate files and folders, one of the desktop apps. So Anti-Gravity, Claude Code, Codex, I'm pretty sure you're already using one or you've been curious about one. Just pick one. The only part of this that's really mandatory is GitHub and Obsidian, just because of what they are and how they function. Everything else in between, that's you. I don't always be on Codex. Sometimes I'll be on regular Claude. I do regular shit. It'll produce a document. I download it, and then I move it from my download folder to my second brain. I move it from my download folder or turn it directly into an asset that gets stored into the GitHub somewhere. All of this happens. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're teaching. Simple systems, easy ways to get at it. Nothing crazy. You don't need to learn how to code. You just need to know how to operate services.
Right. Just like you were saying, have an operational mind. Compartmentalize your assets, put them in folders, put them in files, learn how to compartmentalize them, learn how to vault them, put them in vaults, learn how to compound them so you can know the value of what you have rather than having all of this scattered wealth. You put it in one bank, big bank.
There
you know
you
what I
go.
mean?
Big bank take little bank for sure.
Big bank take little bank. That's why we up in this thing with the big bank perspectives. You know what I mean? That flyer, this thumbnail that you see, literally, you see it as Bitcoins and stacks of bread, but that's literally the repos. That's literally your files. That's literally your folders. That's literally data. Not that really is GitHub right there. I promise you, y'all.
You
You
know,
have no
I promise
idea.
you, that is a actual physical representation of what GitHub looks like. It is a open vault, just full of resources and money that you could just have. But no one told you about it because it was really just developers being developers. We know how hard it is to build these things, so we help other developers build them. It's really like a little brotherhood. But now any non-technical person who's willing to understand the principles of software. They don't even need to code. Just understand the principles of the language we speak, and you too can have access to this realm of money. Real B2B shit. Like I said, Microsoft built out the payment platform on GitHub. Microsoft, Bill Gates in them. Okay. You think these companies aren't invested? Why they doing all that?
Right.
So that's the real value to deliver, family. I'm not even gonna hold y'all too much longer.
I appreciate
That's
that,
really all
man.
it takes.
No doubt, man. I really I feel good, man. I mean, I'm happy that my students is just level. I'm not my students, but I'm happy that the KTLians are receiving so much value. You know what I mean? Like they're getting fed, bro. Like they getting leveled up.
Yeah.
They getting they, you know what I mean? Like they getting a version of peptides.
God damn, they're getting that nutrition.
Straight up. That food for thought. So like that, yeah. So man, I ain't gonna hold you. I know you got things that you need to attend to. I look forward to Wednesday. I will see you in the building, and we will turn this thing up, my good brother. Appreciate you.
No problem. Thank y'all. Live and direct. Make sure y'all tap in with me at architect.hitsuyoaku.com for all of my products, services, lots of amazing free content on there as well. Substack as well. hitsuyoaku.substack.com. That is my archive. That is my freemium newsletter. Tap in. I'm teaching y'all all of the things you need to know about branding in the coolest way possible. It's definitely a good read every time. I drop multiple times a week. Follow me on Instagram, Aku the Architect. You see it right there. And that's it, family. Peace.
Peace. All right. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Make sure y'all are in the building on Wednesday. It is going to be a movie. We are out here cooking, feeding the family. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, let's go into the news story, the one that had the whole internet buzzing this weekend. Afro Jay-Z. You know what I'm talking about? Afro Jay-Z. Let's go.
Like an ancient New Orleans voodoo folklore legend, bro. Your ass look like your name motherfucking the Nuck Nuck. Bro, the Nuck Nuck man. Bro, your ass look like you make a motherfucker nauseous and they bleed out their nipples for 7 days, bro. He got his ass up there and performed in a motherfucking Whoopi Goldberg wig, bro. He losing it, chat. Your ass got a dangerous banana nut muffin face, bro. Lethal baked goods face. You look like you do spit handshakes, bro. Swollen fat face ass boy. You look like you snack on prednisone pills, don't you? Most ass stole Absol soul. Fuck you talking about how you do that? Your ass look like Beyonce daddy, bro. What the fuck? If niggas didn't know you who you was, your ass would look like motherfucker that sit on the porch all day and the kids walk by and call your ass Mr. Henry. Hey, Mr. Henry, face ass boy. Bro, your ass look like a lemur in the face, bro. Lenny the lovable lemur.
That freestyle sounds better than 99% of the rap that been coming out. I can see Jay on the motherfucking URL battle rap stage, the way he's spitting. He ready to tear a nigga head off face to face. You know, he come from battle rap era. We seen him in the ring with DMX. We heard about the stories of him on the corner with Big. So Jay.
Who remembers the video that we did with Brother Rich? I did a video with Brother Rich a few months ago. Jay-Z did an interview where he tried to say that battle rap didn't need to exist, and that rapping, and that he said that this is Basquiat Jay-Z. I guess it's a different Jay-Z than the nigga with the afro, but he was sounding wild weird and rap, you know what I mean? He was sounding mad Dumbo, and he was like, yeah, you know, battle rap. I don't think that battle rap is needed, right? But now everybody talking about his battle rapping. You know what I mean? Like I said, he a walking contradiction.
is cut from this cloth. This is a tree I don't think Drake want to bark up. Drake can't talk money with Hov. Drake can't talk success with Hov. Drake can't talk hit records with Hov. Hov have all of that before we even ever heard of Drake. So he can't little boy Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z is the pinnacle of the success from the rap game.
And it's hard to take because Jaden did both. He done sold real records without needing the bots and streaming or however y'all want to call it. And he's in an era where he's still relevant. Like I was just telling them before on the last one, Jay can still pop out and shut shit down when he want to. And niggas was acting like he was crazy, but y'all be forgetting how this nigga really rap.
And he really from the streets. So he's really cut from that cloth, created hip hop. Hip hop was made in the streets. So that's the part of the culture Drake don't have. And we can see he's dying to have with the new mob talk, boss talk, talking about putting hits on niggas. Like he wants the love from that aspect of the game, but he's not cut from that. Jay actually is.
He's
you know what
it
I'm
seemed
saying?
like the way Jay was rapping, he been wanted to respond to something. I just feel like I said, he probably had to let all this shit roll over. Or sometimes you just sit back and see who's for you and who ain't. Letting time go by, everybody speaking on you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna address all this shit, don't even worry about it. So I think that's the angle he could have took.
He's literally the epitome of ashy to classy. Like quite literally. Not that he was ever that, but he's literally ascended. Think about whenever you first heard about him, those of us who've been alive from that era in our age demographic or a little bit older, you remember when you first got a hold to Jazzy J, Turn Jay-Z, etc., to see to where he at now. So, you know, those of us who know he's seasoned. He over here chilling. He wasn't bothering nobody. And that be the thing. When you don't bother nobody, people want to bother you. Like you said, he's the standard. And I get it, the status quo. So you aspire to be that. So at some point you got to take a shot. For you to take a shot from the position you in right now, you're not even dealing with what Jay would consider in terms of Kendrick and this whole entertainment thing. That's my lightweight. And my lightweight is maxing you out right now. How dare you even come for me? How dare you park your mouth? Kendrick is maxing you. If I'm Jay-Z, Kendrick is my lightweight right now, and he maxing you out. That's my attitude.
Or my lightweight or my little protege.
Whatever.
Like, if I'm Mr. Miyagi, you know what I'm
This
saying?
connects the dots to Jay, Kendrick, Super Bowl. We can confirm that yes, Jay-Z played a part in that.
The little homie is maxing you out.
Yeah. Old Hov done pop back out talking shit. I love it. I don't got on a bunch of niggas. Right, that's right there. That's what you talking about, Dame, and your teeth keep falling out your mouth. Huh? Yeah, if you missed it last night, Hov headlined the Roots picnic. And he walked out there, didn't nobody know who the fuck he was, because, you know, we expected to see that nigga with them wigs. And that nigga walked out there and wasn't no wigs. I thought it was Bone Thug. I was like, oh shit. Boom, 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 boom. I'll tell me what you're gonna when it ain't nowhere to run. Judges come for you. That nigga walked out there in that wrinkled ass jacket with them wrinkled ass pants. And that fro, I said, uh-oh. And he was just standing there, and that nigga went off on everybody. Nikki, your nigga a pedophile, can't even take your kids to the park. Drake, I ain't never looked up to you. You looked up to me, fuck nigga. I was like, ah! Got on Kanye, this nut-ass nigga still stuttering. He talked about the nigga he stabbed, just fully admitted, yeah, I stabbed a nigga in 1999. Y'all keep playing with me, nigga, I'll stab you. Wow! Huh? Questlove, you the one introduced me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with you. I was like, the drummer was looking like, damn, Hov, I gotta play drums for you, nigga. We ain't played one song yet. That nigga started to show off with the bullshit. And that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah! Drake got these niggas rapping. Yeah! Drake got everybody mad. This nigga Kendrick, he was in therapy. Next thing you know, fuck Drake, fuck Drake, fuck Drake, fuck Drake. He got Hov, retracted his statements. Hov was just doing an interview with them wicks in his head. Talking about he don't think battle rap should be in the culture no more.
I had this, I guess I'm going to say it. I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I had this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know it.
Sound like some bullshit? Yeah. Sound like some bullshit. I was mad as hell when I seen that shit in that interview. I was looking at that interview and seeing that shit. I said, nigga, if you don't shut the hell up, that must have been Sean Carter talking in that interview. Cause that nigga Hovey Hove popped out last night. Huh? H to the Izzo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let this plane land. I'm going to let this plane land. Shout out to Spence City. We got Techno Tuesdays tomorrow. All right. We got Wealthy Wednesdays with Brother Heru. We got Third Eye Thursdays coming up. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we're going to have more on the recap. Okay. More on the 72 clause recap. Throughout the week, we're actually going to put clips of the actual boot camp on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Make sure you get tickets for the Get Money, and make sure you grab some tickets for Houston this weekend. Houston, we have a solution featuring the good brother, Mansa Issa Muhammad. All right. Pop Darby, Talik Heru, Red Pillar as the host. Spence City will be in the building. HITSUYO will be in the building. Mansa Muhammad will be in the building. June 5th to the 7th, ladies and gentlemen. June 5th, that's Friday, all the way to Sunday, 72 hours clause. All right, this one is going to be heavy on the business. This is going to be heavy on the business and the management. All right. Peace, love, and light to the family. We're going to get up out of here. We will see you soon. Salute. Stay dangerous.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields. And interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube. And fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual. Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch Storch type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.